All right, so in this video, we are talking about something that has come up quite a bit this week with several coaching clients. So I wanted to offer some support in case someone else needs to hear this. So stay tuned, you don't want to miss it. Hey everyone, it's Kim Velez, a conscious life and success coach, and I'm really excited to have you here with me today. So before we dive in deep, if you feel like you need additional support other than my free content on YouTube and my podcast, I also have email coaching, one-on-one coaching. I have a paid Facebook group. I also have a VIP group where we jump in live via Zoom group coaching twice a month. So that way you get hot seat laser coaching to help you with anything you need support with. All of the info is below. I also have the online course, How to Manifest Your SP Back and Keep Them for Good. You can find that below as well. All right, so let's dive into this. So this has come up a couple times this week, and I thought it was such a great topic. So we all love to talk about how to ignore the 3D. What do you do when the 3D is showing you something you don't want? And this was kind of interesting that clients were bringing this up for me or bringing this up to me this week more than once. So I wanted to share this with you guys. So we know, let's talk about what ignoring the 3D mean. Basically, it doesn't mean stick your head in the sand. What the fuck it means is that when something's showing up that is not aligned or matching or favorable to what it is that you're wanting to manifest, you don't look at it and decide that that is truth and then get off your mental diet and just kind of, slide backwards into a negative story and believe, oh, this shit isn't working and da-da-da-da-da. That's really what it means. Okay, so this is what's happened quite a bit this week where I'm going to give you two examples of what to do, what not to do. So one client shared that she had been persisting in a new mental diet and everything was coming into fruition. She was manifesting regularly, consistently. It was coming in every day. For a couple weeks, she was like excited because her 3D continuously was conforming to what it is that she wanted. Then there was like 2 or 3 days where it started to dry up, so to speak, that her 3D now wasn't mirroring and reflecting back to what she had been affirming. So her first instinct was to react to that 3D and say, oh my God, what the fuck is happening? And then she looked at it and was like, okay, this is not what I want. Why is this manifesting? I've been persistent. And then she started to go in her mind and say like, oh, well, maybe I have a block or maybe this or maybe that. And then she caught herself and said, nope, none of that matters. All I need to do is keep persisting and focusing on what I want, because if I don't do that, then I'm going to keep manifesting more of this. So she jumped back on the bandwagon and got back on her mental diet and was just persisting in the story that she wanted. And within a couple days, it was back on track. Okay. So another client was experiencing the same thing where things were coming in really nicely for her into her 3D. Everything was, unfolding in her favor. And then boom, 3D smacked her in the fucking face and showed her a little glitch, so to speak, or a little low period of a lull. Okay. So she freaked the fuck out. She totally reacted to the 3D and really started to doubt and question and believe that what was now showing up in the 3D was absolute truth. And then she started really doubting and going down this, mental diet that was not manifesting what she wants. So after a little bit, a couple days went by, she caught herself and pulled herself up by the bootstraps, so to speak, and got back on point. So let's look at this. So listen, at the end of the day, you can't fuck anything up when it comes to your reality because you're literally the creator of it. You're the operant power. So whatever scenario fits for you and you did both or one or the other, it doesn't really matter. As long as you get your mind focused back on the fucking game of what you want, then you're A-okay. So I just want to make that very clear because people freak out so much. Like, am I doing this wrong? Did I fuck everything up? Like, hello, you don't understand. You're the operant power. You can't fuck anything up. You might delay it, but if you get back on point, who cares? You have to keep moving forward. So the takeaway from this is that when the 3D shows you things that are not what you want, you still persist in the story that you want, because at the end of the day, your 3D is a reflection of your 4D. Your 3D is a reflection of the contents of your mind. So I've had this happen too, where, things were coming in very consistently, something that I'm manifesting. And then there was like 2 or 3 days where it still was coming in, but it wasn't as, exciting. It wasn't as like in my face as it was before. And instead of looking at it and saying, oh my God, this is not working in my favor now it's changing, what's happening, and this is bad, and going into a whole saga that would really not make it, beneficial for me, I just said, well, it doesn't really matter. I'm still going to get what I want because I'm going to keep persisting in what I want. And I just continue to affirm. And then within a day or two, my 3D continues to reflect. And the whole thing is that persistence is the key. And so many people seem to forget this, which is why I did a whole fucking video on it. But it's like, you just have to persist. Your reality is made up of the contents of your mind. So you just need to keep persisting and focusing on what it is that you want to manifest. And you just persist until it is in your life. And when it does show up in your life and there's something that's going on where it lulls or it slows down a bit or it's not there at all for a day or two or a couple of days, you still fucking affirm the story that's favorable for you. And this is, where people get tripped up a lot when they react to the 3D. They see the reality and they look at it as truth. And this is a thing, you want to remember, you're training yourself to not continuously focus and believe the 3D and to focus and believe in your mind, because that's literally where your power is and that's what's being reflected back to you. It all comes from here. Everything stems from here. So here's like where the starter button is, so to speak, right? This is where you go to reinforce and do whatever you need to do to continue that process of manifesting what it is that you want. And a lot of people struggle with that. A lot of people look at that 3D and they just keep reacting and believing that this is true, it's not working. And they don't go back in their brain and say, okay, even though this is not what I desire, I'm just still going to persist in the story I want. And I've talked about this on so many levels where I have had several times when I'm manifesting something that I have the complete fucking opposite of what I want in my 3D. And it literally is not at all matching anything that was in my fucking mind that I had been pushing out and focusing on. But I still persisted in what I wanted because I know and believe that my thoughts create my reality. So the choice I have is to do that or do the other thing, which is where I don't get what I want. And every time, as long as I always persist, guess what? It changes, the 3D conforms and I get what I want. And we don't know when it's going to fully conform. You don't know if it's going to be a day or an hour or 3 weeks, but you still persist nevertheless. I've had so many people, especially with their SPs, get so much movement into their reality within weeks. A couple of them, it's months, but they still get what they want. So you have to look at it like, I want to get what I want, so I just have to keep focused and persisting in the story that is what I want, knowing at some point it's going to manifest in. And in that moment, if the 3D is showing me the opposite, I'm still just going to persist in the story that I want because that's how I get what I want. And that works every time. I have seen it in my own life way too many times. And I have seen and heard feedback from hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of clients who are getting success with so many amazing things, especially their SPs, and getting what the fuck they want. So don't react to the 3D in the sense that you start believing that nothing's working and you get off your mental diet. Just still focus, say, I don't fucking like this. This is not what I want, but I'm still going to persist. Go hard in your self-concept, go hard in, general, if that makes you feel better. And then if you're feeling up to it, go down to the specific affirmations, but do not stop. All right, my friends. So I hope this helped someone today. And if you found this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.